So you're looking to sell your home in the near future, and you may be wondering, well, what kind of flooring should I install to replace the worn out flooring or dated flooring? Well, there are several different flooring options with quite a range of cost. And understandably, you don't want to be making the wrong choice. At the same time, the right flooring can make a world of difference. So today, we will break down which types of flooring are worth the investment and which ones can potentially turn away potential buyers. I will say that sometimes the first option when selling is not to replace the flooring at all. Instead, consider a good, thorough clean, which should always be your first option to consider before replacing flooring. The second easy option is you may find a nice old hardwood floor under that tired old carpet, which makes an easy choice to remove the carpet and work with the existing hardwood floors. Of course, if this isn't an option and you have worn out carpet, stained carpet, dated flooring, or even bad odors that are going to turn the buyers off and create a negative experience, well, then it's probably a good idea to replace it. Now, what type of flooring to replace it with will largely be determined by what you would typically see in your neighborhood or price range of similar properties that are currently on the market. You will see the finishes that you would typically see in a home price below the median sale price will be different than homes in a high-end neighborhood. So, to help sort out the different flooring options and what to avoid, we'll head on over to a local flooring showroom with my favorite interior decorator. Now, before heading over, I'm Harold Powell, a local real estate agent here in Ventura, California. And if you are interested in all things real estate for Ventura and the surrounding areas, well, I suggest hitting the subscribe, like, and bell icon to be notified of future content. All right, let's head on over. So here we are at Wholesale Flooring Galleria on Callens Road in Ventura with Julie Powell, interior decorator, wife, and my home prep consultant for my clients. Well, thank you for helping us out today with these flooring choices. Now, some of the questions we want to be able to ask and address today with each flooring choice will be the type of home you would likely see it in, cost, pros and cons, where would you install it in the house and where would you not install it in the house. Probably most important question of all is the choices you would avoid if you are going to sell the home.
I agree. Let's talk about the best kind of flooring for the home that you are selling. First of all, it's time to separate ourselves from our personal taste, our personal style, and how we want to see this house. And let's think about the buyer who is coming in with any variety of personal taste. So we want to go as color neutral and style neutral as possible. So if we're looking at a high-end home in our area, a high-end home usually would be 1.5 million and above. And for a higher end home, I'm gonna guide you towards wood flooring. Now, these are engineered wood. You don't need to put in the most expensive wood flooring out there. You're concerned about creating the best look for your home. And so let's just talk about some yeses and some nos on a wood flooring choice. You're gonna wanna be neutral, as I discussed. I would guide you towards a neutral floor that can go towards cooler tones and can go towards warmer tones. Obviously, you have to consider what you already have in your house. Maybe your cabinetry is specific. Maybe it's gray, maybe it's black, maybe it's white. Something neutral like this can go with everything. The neutrality of this one is also in the patterning. These are both white oak floors. This one has more grain, more texture, it has some knots. That's something to consider. When the floor gets busier, it kind of guides the style, it guides the look to a little bit more informal, whereas this can go with just about everything. I'm gonna guide you away from color specific and style specific. So we're not gonna go with gray floors. We're not gonna go with wood that looks yellow. We want to stay away from anything that's too dark, for example, if you can see, if you move your hand, so if you can see this one. And you definitely want to stay away from shiny. No shiny floors. Shiny shows every little fleck of dust. And you're wanting your buyers to walk in and feel like this home is clean, it's fresh, it's ready for them to move into.
Where would you put this in or not put this in?
So I would love to see as much continuity as possible. I'd love to see the same floor going through the majority of the house. Now, with a wood floor, especially an engineered floor like this is, I would not recommend going into your bathrooms. You can, however, go into your kitchen. We're going to show you some other options for bathrooms. If you go with a wood, you can always go into a tile floor for your bathroom. But you don't need a tile floor in your kitchen. This is fine, I promise you.
So our next option is LVP and laminate.
Yeah, so if you have a mid-priced home, you have some really good options available to you. You have luxury vinyl plank and waterproof laminate flooring, and both of them really have come a long way, and they really look like wood floors, and they're so versatile because you can take them all throughout the house, even into your bathrooms if you chose to. There are some advantages and disadvantages to each. Again, I'm going to suggest that you're going to be more concerned with the look. Again, keeping with the color and style neutral, not something that leans too hard one way or another. We're again going to stay away from something that screams modern or locks people into a very specific design style that now a potential buyer might not want to live with. That can go away.
So would these go with different finishes as well? Like if you have some, you know, with your cabinets, would this offer...
Yeah, so both of these are neutral enough that they can, you know, not absolute. Every house is going to be different. But both of these are so neutral that they most likely will work with whatever you have already going on in your home. There are some things that I would look for. One thing that I look for is texture, if you can hear that. These floors both have a grain texture as opposed to a flat, smooth texture. There are a lot of advantages to this. They're not as slippery. They look natural is the key thing. They look more real, which is what we're after. If you're able to see, both of these are a wider plank, which is very nice. The wider planks and the longer planks make the room look bigger. So you want to stay away from narrow and short planks if at all possible. This laminate, the plank is up to 6 feet long, which is really great. That's a nice feature. I'm going to advise against luxury vinyl plank if you live up on the hill where you get a lot of direct sun, you have big windows, the sun is coming in right onto your floor. This is a little bit less stable. In this case, you're going to want to go to the laminate. If your slab is not smooth, if you have some slab issues, you also want to avoid the luxury vinyl plank and go with the laminate instead. It's more stable and it's going to withstand movement in your foundation. So I've been picking on the gray, but I also want to just point out that something really red and dark is very style specific, and it's also not trending. And so while your home might facilitate a floor like this, I'm gonna lean you over here. And if you need professional help to choose the right one, your flooring store or Harold and myself can help guide you. This floor here is a great example of, like, this floor has its place. But when you're selling a home, you need something that, again, is not as busy or as style specific. So again, I'm going to guide you back towards a more neutral flooring.
So our next flooring choice here, we've got tile. What can you tell us about the good, the bad, and the ugly here?
Yeah, well, my first recommendation is to try not to go with too much tile in your house, in your flooring, because it is hard to remove, and that's going to create a big obstacle to a buyer who doesn't want tile floors. They tend to be cold and they are very hard to walk on. But some spaces in your house are the right place for tile, including your bathrooms, for example. So I'm going to lean you away from something that is dark and has a lot of patterning, and I'm going to guide you towards something that's more neutral. I like the 12 by 24 size because it's interesting and it reduces the amount of grout lights.
Okay, so our next choice is carpet. What can you tell us about carpet?
So most buyers don't want it throughout the house. Most buyers, if they want carpeting, they prefer it to be limited to the bedroom. And if that works for your house or it doesn't, that's okay, especially if you're in the middle to lower range value. We don't need to overinvest in the house as you sell it. So as you consider a carpet, I'm going to suggest that you avoid a thick plush. You can see even when I run my hand, you see marks, you're gonna see footprints. These multi-tonal, flecky, had their heyday a long time ago. We're over it now. So I'm gonna advise against this. And I'm gonna guide you towards a short pile, even something, this is a cut and loop. You have cuts and you have loops, and it doesn't track. It's, again, style and color neutral. That is our key. You can find different patterns in these types of flooring. And you can also have a range of neutral colors. I would stick with a lighter color, but you're gonna have to work with the colors of the flooring and the walls that you already have, the cabinetry that you already have, but you have a variety of neutral tones here. That's my recommendation on carpet. Keep it simple, keep it clean, and keep it classic.
Great. Hey, well, thank you for joining us today, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks.